welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub, and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're gonna start with your this class, and that has been the quantitative aptitude class, which has been the class is 113th class, and we had done your 112th classes of the session in the last session, and where we had started with arithmetical ability. In that we had done, even though the operations on numbers, SCF and LCF of numbers, decimal fraction, simplification, averages, problems on numbers, problems on ages, squares and cube roots, source and indices, percentage, and now we are dealing with profit and loss. And even though we had reached your questions, that has been even though we had reached your 191th question we had done, and today we'll have to start discussing about 192th question of the session. But before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and whether you can also enjoy the video as well. So in this class we'll start discussing about the data sufficiency type questions. So data sufficiency type questions, that's what we have to cover up here, and that's what we'll even have to discuss here. The question 192 we have. The question is, a shopkeeper sells some toys at rupees 250 each. What percent profit does he make? To find the answer, which of the following information given in the statement 1 and 2 is or are necessary, that you have to answer it out. So we go ahead for the question first. A shopkeeper sells some toys at rupees 250 each. What percent profit does he make? So that you have to find our answers, that which of the following information that is given in the statement that will make it true. For the statement 1 or statement 2, that is or are necessary. So first statement में है is your number of toys sold, and the second is cost price of each toy, that you have to answer it out. So for the same, that has been the options we have as that is only first is necessary, only second is necessary, both 1 and 2 are necessary, either 1 or second is necessary, and none of these. So we have to answer it out accordingly. So we go ahead for the same as well. So here the selling price is equals to 250, that has been named here, 250 rupees each, that is being representing here. So to find the gain percent, we must have the CP of each. So the correct answer the same as your the B option, which is your that is being required, your the second statement is being required. Okay, so that we have here. Now we go ahead for the next question. Has been 193rd question of the session, that what we have to discuss as well. So we go ahead for the same, but that has been the 193rd question of the session we have here. So here the second statement being the right. We'll go ahead for the next 193rd question. The question is, a shopkeeper sells some articles at a profit of 25% on the original price. What is the exact amount of the profit that he gained? So that has been the question. To find out the answer, which of the following references so we go ahead for the next, we talk about it, and that is we have to discuss here the another question. And as I told you, so for the same we have, you have to find out the answer, which of the following information given in the statement 1 and 2 that is or are necessary. The first statement we have sale price of the article, and the second is number of articles sold. The option is only one is necessary, only second is necessary. Either one or second necessary, both one and second are necessary, or none of these. So we go ahead for the same here. A shopkeeper sells some articles at the profit of 25% on the original price. What is the exact amount of profit? So that is, we have your statements. So first statement is sale price of the article. The second statement is number of articles sold. So as I told you the options among this, so on the same phases, in order, gain is equals to 25% of CP. Gain equals to 25% of cost price. In order to find the gain, we must know the sale price of each article and the number of the articles sold. So we have your options that will be the right for the same is your that has been the D. Both A and first and second are necessary here. So we'll get your both one, that will be the right answer. These two are necessary for it. Now we go ahead further, which will discuss about another question, and that what we'll have to discuss here is being the another one, and which is being of course important one. So the question is 194th question of the session. The question is, each of the questions given below that consist of the statement one statements and another question, the two statements numbered 1 and 2 that is given to it, and have to decide whether the data provided in the statements is or are sufficient to answer the question. You have to read the statements and you have to answer it out accordingly. Okay, so given give your answer A if your the option is if the data in statement 1, if the data in statement 1 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while the data in statement 2 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. That's what we have to talk about it. Now for the B1, that has been the B when you gone through it. So the B we have, either give your answer B. If the data in statement 2 alone, if the data in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while the data in statement 1 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. Now we go ahead for the option C, and for that it will be, you will choose given answer C if the data either in statement 1, if the data either in statement 1 or in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. Now you go for the option D. It is being give answer D if the data even in both statement, if the data even in both statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient to answer the question. Now we marked as E. Give answer E if the data in both statement 1 and 2 together are necessary to answer the question. That we have. Now on the basis you have to answer it out each and every questions here. So we go ahead for the same, and that we discussed here as well, which has been the important one of course. So here we go ahead, and the question we have is being the another important question is your 195th question of the session. The question is, by selling the product with a 20% profit, how much profit was earned? Option A, statement 1 is the difference between the cost and the selling price is rupees 40. The statement 2 is the selling price is 120% of the cost price. This has been the ask in your SBI PO question paper, which is of course very important one. So we go ahead for the same. By selling a product with 20% profit, how much profit was earned? This has been asked in your SBI PO question paper. So for the same we have here, and that what we'll have to talk about it. So this has been asked in other SBI question paper, SBI PO question paper. So the first statement we have here for the same is your the difference between cost price and selling price is rupees 40. The second statement is the selling price is 120% of the cost price. So for the same we go ahead here, and that what we'll have to talk about it as well. So on the same behalf of it, that the gain is equals to 20% here and the profit is equals to SP minus CP, which is equals to 40. Thus first gives the answer but second does not give the answer. So the first statement will be the right for it, and that what we'll have to go on through with this as well. We'll talk about the another one, which has been the last question of the session here, and that has been 196th question of the session. The question is, what is the cost price of the article? And the statement 1, we have the profit earned on the article is 1/3 of the cost price. The second is the article is sold for rupees 400. So what is the cost price of the article? So first statement is the profit earned on the article is 1/3 of the cost price. The second is the article is sold for rupees 400. So we go ahead for the solution here, and that has been the last question of the session as well, which we have to go on through. So gain is equals to half of CP, which is being discussed here, 1/3 of CP, and SP is equals to rupees 400. So which will be the gain is equals to SP minus CP equals to 1/3 CP, which is equals to rupees, that has been multiplied 400 and minus CP, so which has been equals to 1 plus 1/3 CP equals to rupees 400, and further CP is equals to rupees 400 into 3/4. 4 ones are 4 and 4 hundreds are 400. It will be 3 into 100 is rupees 300. So thus 1 and second both are needed to get the answer. So correct answer will be both were required, 1 and 2 both. So we get as an answer. So here we're gonna end up with, and before ending it up, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with a like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. Other than this, we talk about it, we'll start discussing more over the next question in the next coming class. And here we're gonna end up with, other than quantitative aptitude, we had done your sociology and software engineering, even though we had done your chemistry for class 11th and for chemistry for class 12 part 1, even though we had done, in that we had done unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, unit 7, unit 8, unit 9, and as well as we had done your conversions, logarithms and antilogs. We had done ER diagram, we had done your English vocabulary as well. Even though we had done, we'll start discussing about the physics part 1, and after talking about that, we have to start with chemistry part 2 as well for class 11, and that is we are dealing with English vocabulary, we are dealing with the general knowledge and important facts, we are dealing with the PHP important questions as well. We had done your reasoning, in that we had done general mental ability in the logic reasoning, in that we had done in non-verbal reasoning, we had done series analogy, classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern, figure matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, rule detection, grouping of identical figures, cubes and dice, dot situation, constructions of squares and triangles, figure formation analysis, practice question set as well. In terms of quantitative aptitude, yes, that has been divided into two sections, which has been the arithmetical ability and the data interpretation. In arithmetical ability, we had done operations on numbers, escape and heap of numbers, decimal fractions, simplification, square roots and cube roots, averages, problems on numbers, problems on ages, odds and indices, percentage, profit and loss, ratio and proportion, partnership, chain rule, time and buck, pipe and system, time and distance, problems on drain, boards and streams, allegations of mixture, simple interest, compound interest, logarithm, area, volume and surface area, races and games of skills, calendar, clocks, stocks and shares, permutation and combination, probability, to discount, bankers discount, height and distance, odd man odd series. In data interpretation, we have to cover up the tabulations, bar graphs, pie charts and line graph. So here we're gonna end up with, and it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and whether you can also enjoy the video as well. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion in our comment box. Thank you.